Greetings, this is Calcat, the Calicatster, and yeah. So this is Terra Firma Part 2. Mainly taking place in this alternate mirror universe thing. Basically doing kind of In the Mirror Silly, which was actually came out the week before In the Mirror Darkly. Enterprise, because we associate with it. So, yeah, they kind of the same title. Anyway, so back in the day, so we have spoilers because that's what it is. They set up the mainly she spends the episode torturing Burnham instead of killing her character, or Giorgio does, and then trying to turn her. Ultimately, the Kelpian version, the other version of Saru, she helps him through his Makvra or whatever it is, and then he helps her defeat Burnham, who she let go. And there was basically a fight over Risa, where they go to Risa. Somebody escapes to Risa, and it's Calcat. But anyways, but yes, so we have so we go to Risa, which is from Star Trek: The Next Generation, and also Silly Trek. We have both and neither in terms of the spoiler that what they were in. The arm bracelet is revealed is still expiring. There is the B story is that back in the regular universe they found the signal and boosted it using chain technology. Ooh, the emerald chain. Ooh, it's probably not as cool as I think it is. All I gotta say about this is there is no way they can put Giorgio in Section 31, the series that they plan to do. Maybe they're not going to do that anymore. Maybe after Season 2 they've decided, they really shouldn't do that. Yeah. This is a very short review because they get up to the end of the story, and it's revealed that the Trek Yards people were spot on about their prediction what the device was. It was telegraphed though. The paper, the Star Tribune, the other stuff going on in it, the portal, the thing. It's really obvious what that is. But it is also the Calcat prediction version too. It is also that because of the Guardian. It's because that's what it is. It's not a Q exactly, although they kind of imply that he is Q-like, and they can move the porthole anywhere they want to, which is different. Carl is Cal, basically, but older. But not the Cal from the first episode. But maybe he is. Ooh, maybe it's all Eventually, they're just gonna break the fourth wall and say, "Oh yeah, this random dude," and no Peter said, "Yeah, it's all about him." Yeah, the whole series. Indirectly, no. No, it's numerous fans, probably fan stories donated to this, even though they say no, a fan story is never stolen by why would they do that? It's no, kind of did, more so Harlan Ellison, because it is the Guardian forever. That's what it's supposed to be at the end. But they kind of said that already. So there are spoilers in this. It's sort of a review look back thingy. But the twist is spoilers. Yeah, there's really no way to explain the story without the spoilers. The characters, the development, the whole thing is a soap opera where she changes the Terran universe in that timeline to something more akin to Silly Trek, and then returns through the Guardian and it reforms in front of them, and there's this long thing about, she's still going to die, So Carl offers to put her in a version of the mirror universe that's before they split, but she causes the split by being there. So that's like, so they get to do that again somehow. Yeah. Also, there was an error with the medical scan that that keeps popping up online. They showed in the first episode of the first part of this. Human bone, when it's not exposed to the sun, isn't white. Only through X-rays, because X-rays look white. It's actually kind of a brownish color. So in order for that to be accurate, it had been tan when they showed the skull imagery. Tannish color. Human bone is actually in the Blade Runner 2049, when they found the skeleton of Rachel. Spoiler, I guess, there. They found a skeleton on the planet. It was actually not sun bleached. It was actually the correct color. So, yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, so... and she was a robot. They could have made it any other color, you know. They chose that color. But yeah, robot, an android, a replicant. Probably the Admiral could be a synth. I think they're probably going to do that. I can't say necessarily, but they're probably going to do that. Maybe all of Starfleet's current people on that station are synths, and that's how they can build that stuff. It kind of makes sense. But if the Kelvin timeline's the other timeline, why did they bother changing the arm badge? They got the costume wrong anyway. Their first season costume. And yeah, so that was the first episode. We get to the second episode, and we've got some tidbits about... She basically kills off the entire crew. So one thing about the mirror universe is that if they're all at each other's throats trying to kill each other, and they're all dead by the end, the mirror universe would diverge immediately after the episode, and they would never come back together. So how does that even work, that universe? That they would have to keep from assassinating each other. They just would. Yeah, so it doesn't work. The Silly Track version, they just kept... They get around that by having them be almost Q-like to begin with, because a Q-like entity gave the Pinehillians powers so that they wouldn't necessarily get hurt in their holodeck Q universe realm, so they could be regenerated. So at given points in the story, they could just kind of... They're back again. Oh, I was killed off in this episode and blown apart by the Romulan disruptor. I'm back. It doesn't matter. Yay. Which was very effective in the Cillian version, bringing back Spock, or Spot. Because all they had to do was bring him back before he died, put a fake clone there, bring him back after he was buried, yeah, and regenerate him. And then put him in the ethereal realm forever, so that he could be, an immortal godlike being, because they regenerated him. Also, the Cillian saga regenerated the Riker's son in the Silly Track version, because they put him back there. So Thaddeus is there. Even though in their universe, Riker never had children. But it's called Pickerly there, and he never had children. But he's still there anyway. They're all, Pickerly's son. Oh, what? I never had one of those. But yeah, and then in the other universe, in the Picard universe, or the Lucky universe, the Clerk universe, he did have a son and daughter. So that's where he came from. He went back in time. Even Nog is alive in that universe, as Noggin is alive in that universe. And Scotty and McCoy, all those that have died in the original Star Trek. I bet even Yar is there. Oddly enough, Yar is not there somewhere. She would be. Oh well. Anyway, so that was a ramble about Silly Track. But the last 10 minutes are spent being established that Giorgio, in fact, is completely gone. She goes into the Guardian after this heartfelt goodbye, after she's changed her destiny and whatnot, and she's gonna go back into the Guardian anyway. And back to another point in which the timeline is all right. I think actually the Trek Yards people are onto something there too. If they send her back to a point where she can command Discovery like she did in the story, will she take the Terran Discovery into the past and cause the burn? Is that what happened? Or will she be on the other side somehow? Other universe? That'd be weird. Be like if the Burnham causes the burn. That still could be the case. Kelcat also guessed that. I don't know. But Michael Burnham returns to the ship without Giorgio. Said she died. What is a little weird though, and is something typical of Discovery seasons 1 and 2, and this one. The emotional context of the characters interacting in another universe, where the other characters are not aware of what they did, makes them not have the emotional impact they would have later. You're basically saying, this is not good story writing, technically, because it's not Harlan Ellison style, even though there's a little Harlan Ellison in there. Harlan Ellison is hopefully getting credit for, or at least his estate. I think he's dead. His estate is getting credit for this. The Guardian for everything. They do show it at the end. It looks cool. Looks very much like the portal of the Q Continuum in Star Trek Chimera. I think they're related. I think the Guardian and Q are related. So yeah. Yeah. And the Takan are related. The Takan Empire, the portal. Were they just using a Guardian of Forever type device to do their thing with the portal? Could be. They're all through history and space and time. It could be that they just had, similar things going on. Could be the Romulan supernova in the one universe had something to do with all that. They could connect all that into a big convoluted mess and call it Starship Chimera if they want to. No, incidentally, those fan films, because all of the names and dates and ships have been changed, they can be on Amazon because they're not Star Trek anymore. They're a spoofy Star Trek-like parody. But the Starship Chimera, the video can be watched online on YouTube for free. Watch it for free. So they are a spoofy Star Trek parody. Yeah. So the Chimera one gets away with it because it's parody and it's not making any money, not monetized. The parody Starship Locations can be out there because it's not called Star Trek. It's Starship Locations. Yeah. That's basically what. Yeah. Their realm is borrowing from other realm type game ideas. So cool. Yeah. Ew, get blasted in the brain. Okay. Why is it that when I have like cameos in the show, they just kill my character like within 2 minutes? I don't know. Anyway, so this has been a review of I was saying that the plot of a story where they're kind of doing this with some of the later Pixar movies as well, are guilty of this a little bit. The sort of the forced, and definitely the DreamWorks movies and that. Whoever did Secret Life of Pets 1 and 2, whoever did that too. The idea that the other characters are influenced in some way by events they did not witness. The other crewmen on the ship didn't go through the mirror universe version of everything where everybody gets killed. But they act like they did. Like all of them experienced what the two on the planet experienced. But they didn't. They would be completely unaware. Realize, well, for the benefit of being in the theater and on the stage, they should be aware. And I know that the all Transformers Mush does that in reverse and has them in my Transformer parody. They're like in the room and they're seeing the other guy across the stage, but it's theater, so they're like, oh, well, we don't really see that guy across the stage. He's cloaked or he's hidden or something, whatnot. So it all makes sense in the story. It's like, oh, they revealed, oh, that guy was actually cloaked the whole time. We didn't see him. He was hidden under a cloak. But yeah, he was a magician or something. But yeah, here it's the other way around. It's like, well, they have characters that should not be. They shouldn't like mirror. I guess the actress wanted to leave the show, so they wrote her out. Because that's what it appears to be. They're like, oh, okay, she's out of the show, and we'll put her in the Guardian so that like maybe there's some way that you gotta... I think the Guardian of Forever probably, though, is more like a holodeck and a realm than it is actually changing time and space. Although he says it changed time and space and caused the temporal problems to happen. Temporal war people were searching for it and they shouldn't have been. And he moved it to this other planet. Carl. It was a Q. So it's like, well, and is the Admiral guy evil? Did he try not to be evil? Probably. The Section 31 thing probably has nothing to do with Giorgio then. They could do something else. I don't know if they're going to do the Section 31 thing, actually. I think they dropped that after season 2 and decided, no, that's not going to work. Yeah. Because it's the same kind of thing with that early on, is the spies and stuff. Spies are not going to say who they are, because then they're not a spy anymore. It's a whole lot of spycraft and stories and stuff. It's like, yeah, as soon as the double agent dude says he's a double agent, he gets arrested or killed. It's done, you know. So yeah, it's like, but in this story, the impact shouldn't have been there. Giorgio from the other universe who was killed on the Shenzhou, yeah, but the Mirror Universe one was supposed to be evil, and they wouldn't have been so emotional about it. Maybe they're just being friendly about it. I don't know. And are they no longer crazy, like that Detmer lady who thought that Stamets' blood was everywhere or something? She was kind of nuts. What happened to her? She's around. She was in the episode. She does other things that are evil. She was acting like she was in the Mirror Universe still. Anyway.